Hello YouTube, Robin Hood Bricks here, and it's Brick Haul O'Clock with a package from Lego Bricks and Pieces and my very first ever Pick a Brick Wall cup. Yes, so it's all new pieces today, thankfully. No washing to do after all that washing I had to do after the Brick Haul 100. I have actually opened this Bricks and Pieces order, so I can pull the big bag out straight away. And that's because I needed a few pieces for the Daily Bugle build, being those red ladders for the fire escape. So I have actually been inside just to plunder a couple of pieces, but I've left the rest untouched. But I suggest we start with this. Would you believe that I've never before done a Pick a Brick Wall cup? It's usually because I don't go to the Lego store very often because they're all so far away. But when I do, they tend to have a very uninspiring collection of bricks. And this time, when I went on holiday to Kent, a couple of people suggested I stop off on the way to the Blue Water shopping centre. And I didn't really know where that was, but it turns out it was completely on my route and practically unavoidable. So it was a very good idea. So I decided to have a look inside. And there are some holes in here. I guess that I could have squeezed more in if I had more time, but it was a bit of a sprint. I didn't want to delay our journey too much, and I didn't want Mrs. Hood starting off a holiday in a bad mood. So basically, I just went and filled my boots as quickly as I could with all of this. And you can probably tell from the colour palette that I'm actually mainly populating, there's a few things jammed in the bottom there, mainly populating the undersea with all these pieces, given that I've got loads of very bright flamish yellow-orange tree limb pieces, which I think will support some corals. A lot of these heads in the same colour, which I think will be a nice sort of rounder shape for some plants underneath there. Loads of these flower stems that I can build into, well, trees or something under the sea. Normal bright green tree limb pieces. Lots of these kind of seaweed pieces as well. Flower pieces, which I think will also work very well as the kind of tops of coral, where they've kind of got the living part sort of sticking out, filtering the water. And then while I was there, I got a few tiles in sand blue. Can't remember why I got those. It must have just appealed at the time. And lots of clear 1x2 bricks, both in this bright green, don't know what I'm going to use those for, and transparent. So yeah, I don't know what I'm going to use either of those colours for, but I thought, well, while they were there, I'd get kind of a handful of each. And then there's even a couple of teal 2x2 round plates. Again, no idea, just don't have any, so I thought I might grab some. So yeah, not much to say about all of that, apart from it works out incredibly cost effectively, doesn't it? You think all of that for $11.99. So yeah, very happy with that, and a very great suggestion, and now a very colourful backdrop to the rest of the video. So yeah, I'll have to go back and see if I can get much more. And in fact, to be honest, I was quite restrained in only getting one cup. With the amount of glass cabinet I have to fill with all of this sea life, where it will look something like this, hopefully, very thick, dense and colourful. Basically, maybe I should have got, well, 2 or 3 cups of the same. Hard to tell. So anyway, it's my first foray into that, and I think it's been a great success. Right, on to the main order from Bricks and Pieces then. So the main purpose of this order was to fill in all of the gaps that I couldn't get pieces from Bricklink. So essentially I've been buying for quite a few projects, a couple of fairground rides, definitely my Flying Knotsman carriages, my supermarket and all sorts of other good stuff like that. So when I couldn't find anything for the right price in Bricklink stores, I tend to fill the very last pieces, the hardest to find, from Bricks and Pieces. So at least they're new and in good quality and so on. And one of the major ones that's leaping right away forward is these 1x2x3 windows, which I'm going to use for all of the train windows on my train. So it's just going to be pretty much an unbroken sort of line of windows like that on all the sides. So you can imagine I needed an absolute load of this because I'm going to be doing 28 stud long carriages, and obviously they need windows on both sides. So, you know, 5 carriages of that, there's an absolute load. And because these haven't been in many sets, And one of the most popular sets that they're from is the Grand Emporium modular. They're incredibly hard to come by and expensive on Bricklink, so they're actually much cheaper to get brand new from Lego directly, so suits me. But that's why I've got so many of them in this pile, so I'll put them to one side so we can see it a bit better. And I've also got some 1x2 by 2 ones, and these are for the train doors. I think that I'm right in saying that, which just need a slightly smaller window. So they also are in the Grand Emporium, but have been in a few more things since. So yeah, quite unexciting perhaps, but quite a few of those as well. Now popping out, I can see 3, it should be 4. Yep, got 4 of these flower gears, as they're called, or sort of cogs I think them are, I'm going to be using these on one of my own rides, a mock ride for my fairground, much in the same way as they're used on a lot of things, kind of to power when they interlink little cars to sort of spin on the spot and so on. So yeah, I think that could even be this Friday's video, actually, if I wanted to use those. And you'll have to let me know if you're getting a bit bored of all these motorised fairground rides. It feels like I'm doing one after the other. I know a lot of you want me to get started on kind of incorporating them all together, but I really feel I need to have all of the ingredients to hand so I can really get the best combination and order for them, because they are going to have to share motors and things like that. So yeah, I kind of need all the ingredients before I can bake that cake. So anyway, let me know if you want more rides on Friday. That one could be a really fun one. It's definitely my own design. Here's a really cool piece. Ooh. Trying to join them the wrong way. They're watermelon pieces, and these are part of a few friends sets now. How many did I buy? 4 it seems. There might be more lurking, but these are just minifigure heads, but with this sort of printing for a watermelon on. And they're only in 2 friend sets, including 41693 Surfer Beachfront from 2021 this year, and I'm going to use those as stock in my supermarket, or at least 2 or 3 of them, and maybe I'll give one to somebody else, with one in a bag at a bus stop or something like that. I've got a lot of the hair pieces from the Everyone is Awesome set, 40516, and that's partially because I didn't really want to buy that whole set, because I just don't need all of the minifigures and the curved slopes and all the tiles and all those different colours. And the torsos are all plain and the legs are all plain, but the hair pieces I can use. This is probably a bad example, this sort of bright light blue kind of man's hair. I don't know who would do that, but maybe I'll have lots of people with very interesting hair around my city. So I've got that one. Oh look, there's another melon. I obviously bought quite a few of those. There's the pink hair, which is very fun indeed. That's a really nice big sort of, I don't know, is that kind of a Hermione hair type piece? There should be a few more. Green one there, bright green. That's very nice, sort of poison ivy hair as I think of it, but in green. And there'll be a few more. And another big set that was recent that I managed to get a few more torsos from was the Daily Bugle set. So this red jumper is rather fantastic. And obviously because I've got that set, I do actually have this jumper, but I thought I could do another one. So this is from the character Ron Barney in that 76178 Daily Bugle set. And I just really like this one with its print on the back as well. Yeah, that is a really good torso. And I can change out the brown hands for my usual yellow that I have all of my minifigures on. There's another 2 of the Everyone is Awesome hair pieces in orange and kind of dark purple, I suppose. I've got a lot of green plates for my shelving in my supermarket. That's good. We've got the orange hair. That was the only piece missing from the Mrs. Flume character of the Hogsmeade Village Visit set, 76388. I wanted that because I'd bought all of the pieces for her, bar the hair, before, so I can actually have her working in one of my shops, maybe actually in the sweet shop. Although I have put in kind of a very sort of colourful sweet-based person made of all the pieces from, what was it, video, or was it from one of the recent minifigures? I think it's from the video pieces, wasn't it? And I've obviously got 2 of those dark orange hair pieces to give one to somebody else, because I think it's unique to that minifigure, so why not? More Friends pieces. I can see a set of cards here. They're doing sort of magic as their theme for this season. And this clear 1x2 is a really nice one with some cards on. I may use those in my casino, even though it's completely hidden, because they look really good. Or maybe my tarot card reader, but she's kind of got tarot cards already. But yeah, I got 2 of those in case I did want to use it at my casino, which is in the top of my Grand Emporium building. And there should be another really interesting piece from that set that they came from, which was actually the Magical Caravan 41688. That's a really quite nice set. And that's kind of got a very similar theme to my fortune teller that I'm going to have as part of my travelling fair. Let's get some of these other interesting parts pulled out as I find them. But yeah, I'm having real trouble finding this. It's basically the glow-in-the-dark piece, so it should show up quite easily, which is a head. I'm sure we'll find it in due course, which has got the sort of happy and sad face on, and that's the one that I'm going to be using as the crystal ball in my setup as well. Now here's another interesting piece. It's a male dog, and we know it's a male dog from its catalogue name, Dog with Knob. And this is 10292 from the Friends apartment. I don't know the backstory to Friends. I don't really watch it, never have. But it hasn't got eyes on, so I assume it's some sort of toy dog or something like that. But because I collect dogs, I thought, oh, should I buy it? Shall I? And, well, I did. So maybe that is a blind dog, who knows? And it needs a guide person. That might be quite a fun scene. And talking of blind dogs and blind people, these are the sunglasses of the blind man. That's in the 60292 Town Centre set. And that's one that I didn't get before that I quite liked. I've got a blind man with a guide dog in my city and a blind lady as well, actually, so maybe I'll give that to one of those. I've got this wonderful sweatshirt torso, which is also from the Daily Bugle set, which is the Amber Grant character. And that looks really nice indeed, so I'm sure I can use that around. It's kind of got a rucksack over one shoulder. Yeah, so I mean, if you get a good torso like that, it's really good to have a few of them for your city, especially when your city is quite as big as mine is. And then I've got the legs and torso and hopefully cap. Yep, there's the cap of a train driver. Now, these actually came originally with the 10277 Crocodile Locomotive set. I think they've been used in another set since. And I've already got one guy in this uniform to drive my Flying Knotsman. But I figure as that train's getting bigger and longer and all the rest of it, he can't be shoveling all the coal and doing everything else in the locomotive all on his own. So maybe I'll have a lady wearing the cap and the same outfit helping him out in the front locomotive. So that's why I needed another one of those uniforms. I got another Shirley Keeper torso, and that's because I did this order actually before I got that last brick haul with a couple more of those in. So anyway, I've got 3 now. This is a really nice hair piece. We've had from the Bumblebee character, I think it was, in black, but this is dark brown with the kind of ball bunches on top, and I really like that. That's from 41449, Andrea's Family Home, and another couple of friend sets as well. So I think I've probably got a couple of those. Seem to have gone crazy on hair pieces this time. What else have we got? We've got a wonderful torso and legs. This is something else that I've got since I made this order, but this is the character from the Water Park set, 40473, with the fantastic sort of wetsuit with a jellyfish with shades on the front. I have since been given that set, actually, as part of Brick Hall 100, so that was a really nice thing to receive. So I guess I'll have 2 youngsters on my beach wearing this outfit, but I really, really like that. It's just so cool. Couldn't resist it. Here's another interesting piece. A candlestick. And this is part of a few, mainly Disney sets, I think, but like 43196, Belle and the Beast's Castle. And that's where it's got the kind of face on it as well, and it's one of the sort of dancing bits of furniture, I suppose you'd call it, or whatever. But I don't know where I'm going to use that. I mean, it could go in the antique shop as part of Fast Food Corner, or, well, on anyone's table, really, in a nice restaurant might be nice. I just thought I'd get one to see what they were like, but they're really nice, actually. You could use those in kind of a weapon build or something as well, couldn't you, to sort of turn one part into 3 or something like that. So that's really nice. That's a new piece for me. It's kind of the tufty hair piece that was originally on Minions, but in this colour, it's been used as a plant stalk. like in the 123 Sesame Street set, 21324, where it's a plant stem. And I just thought I'd buy a couple of those to trial before buying a lot for Under the Sea, because surprisingly, that tiny thing is 16 pence. I just think that's a massive rip-off. So I'll probably try not to use those, to be honest, because I'll save myself a fortune. There's a really nice brown hair piece from the Everything is Awesome set. Got two of those, I think. Yeah, because they're more usable in that brown colour. What else have we got? There's another watermelon. I bought 6 of them. I guess I must have thought I'd have a crate of them at my cargo yard or something like that when I finally get around to doing it. Some apples, again, I think for my supermarket. I'm just going to lower the camera angle so you can actually see most of the things as I've put them back down. Try not to hit my camera. What else is interesting? We've got this tile, which I think I got more than one of. And it says House, Home of the Brick, and it's kind of a Lego set, but just of red 2x4 bricks by the look of things. And that's because it's from the 40502, the Brick Moulding Machine set, which is a Lego house set. I'm not sure if it's available at stores or not. It probably is, but it represents that machine that they have in the Lego house that basically makes 2x4 bricks right in front of your very eyes, and you can buy a little bag of them. So I thought I'd have a few of those knocking around my city as well. There's the red hair from the Everything is Awesome set. What else have we got? This I think is interesting. Yep, this is the 2x2 tile that's also part of the Daily Bugle set with the electric sort of sign on it. So it's nice to have one of those. Don't know where I'm going to use that. Loads more parts for my train build. The train build uses a lot of these modified bricks. It uses a lot of these curved slopes in black, a lot of these curved slopes in black, a lot of these 2x2 plates with only 2 studs on, a lot of tiles in tan colour. Got a couple more of these. Now these aren't for the train that we just finished, the Zeppelin train. These are 2 more of the identical pieces, but for a totally different use. That's also a train build actually. Completely different train, nothing to do with it, but you'll have to wait and see what they're for exactly. Another project that I just needed a few more pieces for was the water tender for my train, the Flying Knotsman. I needed some of these sort of corner sloping tiles and these black ladder pieces as well. So that's another train build that I can get on with. So let me know if you want me to make that on Monday as well, because I think we should make that before we start on all these carriages. Then I've got these kind of inverted tiles. They're very useful, I think. I'm going to be using those to kind of smooth out the bottom of some rides so we don't see so many anti-studs. I think that will be on that kind of barrel roller ride as I think of it. I've got some not modified bricks, Technic bricks with just one hole in and some curved slopes. And that's because I'm going to be making some pieces of cheese for sale in my supermarket. So there's some in bright light yellow. And I think there might be some, there's another one. I think there might be some in yellow, or maybe that's on a different haul that I can't, that's not today's, not sure. What else we got? We got some coral pieces. Now these ones are new to me in bright green. So that's another colour to have under the sea. And the good thing is it won't be on grass, of course, so the bright green should show up very well because they'll all be against kind of a sandy backdrop. And there's some more in the colour that's called coral as well, so that'll be really bright. And the good thing is I think coral actually fluoresces quite well underneath UV light, so that'll be really good as well. Right, still trying to find that head that's glow in the dark. I might have to pause while I try and find it, and then maybe I'll get down the build as well. We can actually see it in use on the fortune teller's tent. Oh, well, that was an absolute nightmare to find. I had to check the paperwork to check I wasn't going mad and had actually ordered it, and maybe Lego hadn't put it in my order, and maybe there was a mistake and all the rest of it. Ultimately, it was buried right at the back and was very hard to find, but nonetheless, I've got it now, and here is a glow-in-the-dark head with the sort of sad face on, and the happy face for good fortunes, and that is going to go into the crystal globe of my mystic fortune teller. And let's have happy fortunes facing us. I can put the dome lid back on. And then when I turn on the light, it's pretty underwhelming. But that's because I've got very bright filming lights on. So if I just turn those off temporarily, then we can see that that is lit and glowing quite an eerie green actually. So I have to make sure this is in shade and not too much in bright direct light so it can show up. And the fact that it is glow in the dark should mean that when I turn off the light, it still glows a little bit. Maybe I haven't charged it quite enough yet, but yeah. Anyway, if it doesn't end up looking much better than the transparent green piece that I had in before, then I can always swap it back. It is a little underwhelming, I must say, but it's good to have the faces on there so I can turn them around depending on who's getting their fortune told. And in looking for that, I did find a few more pieces. Let me turn back on the filming lights. This red hair isn't from the Everything is Awesome set. This is Firestar's hair from the Daily Bugle sets. You can get that in this lovely bright red colour. And also the hair for a black cat, which is weirdly white. A black cat with white hair is also available separately. The rest of the parts for the licensed figures aren't, of course, but those two are very nice. I also got the fourth of the 4 windscreen pieces that I need, these kind of boat windscreens. I'm going to be using 4 of those in another build coming up soon. That's going to remain secret. And I even thought I'd experiment with these 2x6 tiles, which are new. I've actually got some in the medium azure as part of my bike lane, but now I've got a light bluish grey one, which I think I'm going to be using in my another one of my subway entrances, which I'm going to have all of the Italian Job minis popping out of in due course. That's probably a way off, but anyway. I've got that there, and I've got a few in dark bluish grey because I was going to use them as extra lift doors on my Daily Bugle. But as it turned out, we came up with that brilliant idea of having a lift that was half open with somebody coming in or out. So I didn't need them. So I'm sure I'll use them for something else very useful in the upcoming weeks and months. But that's what they were for when I ordered them. So, yeah, loads of minifigure parts, quite a few parts for my supermarket, which should get us almost there. Loads and loads and loads of parts for the carriages of my Flying Knotsman train carriages. Lots of parts from the Pick-a-Brick wall for my undersea. I can get on with a ride build now, and you're going to let me know if you want to see that this Friday or take a break from those. And I think there's only a few quite rare older pieces that I still need for my Flying Knotsman train before I can get going on the carriages. And besides, I think we need to use these ones to build the water tender first. So we kind of really finished the locomotive because that's going to be kind of a locomotive of 3 parts. The locomotive, the water tender and the coal tender, of course. Yeah, so an absolutely great array of parts and nothing to wash. Whoop, whoop. So an absolute load of ammunition for upcoming builds. This will keep me busy for weeks, I think. And some really interesting pieces like the fortune teller head and the watermelon pieces. I really love those. So yeah, still lots of interest, even though part of the order is completely dark green and quite hard to even see. But anyway, thanks very much for watching. It is appreciated. Do remember to like, comment and subscribe for more awesome LEGO videos. And if you value this channel, do remember to support it by checking out the links in the description below. And next time on Robin Hood Bricks, you're going to let me know if you want another motorised ride using these flower gears. And if not, do let me know what else you'd like to see on a Friday for a change. Otherwise, we'll be back to normal builds on a Monday and another haul next Wednesday. So, see you then!